Yo, what is good, Georgie? Today we are back with another banger reaction video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Today we are reacting to the one and only top G, Andrew Tate. So look, bro, I know I never reacted to Andrew Tate before on the channel. To be honest, I haven't even been making videos for like the last 6-7 months. Niggas kind of been slacking. But if you guys don't know who Andrew Tate is already, Andrew Tate is basically one of the most famous people on the internet. His whole message is to be the best version of yourself, like him or hate him. His message is pretty much cool. Like, it's self-improvement and maximize yourself to your fullest potential. And a lot of message for young men and all types of shit. But recently, if you are not updated, he has went to jail on a case on some bullshit allegedly. They're trying to say that he sexually harassed some women. I don't know if it's true or not, but so far they said they had no, like, I don't know. They're saying they have no evidence, but then they said they have some evidence to keep him in for the 30 days that they're detained. But without further ado,
sure I'm dangerous. Mama said, look, boy, you famous.
Indian, the U.S. Attorney for Andrew and Tristan Tate. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. I know you are out there in Romania.
Hi, Josh. Yes, I'm in Bucharest as we speak.
before we dive any deeper into this video, because I know a little bit off the case, off a snapshot and on Instagram, just scrolling through my timeline or whatever. But I heard that she wasn't able to speak to the Tate chat or something like that. I don't know. That's just what I heard from the
So first off, just explain to me what happened in the most recent court hearing. I know the hope was, of course, that your clients would not be behind bars at this point.
She
so
probably did,
just
though.
kind of explain to me what happened during that hearing.
Sure. We were in court yesterday morning. The proceedings are in Romania.
Yeah, I might have to take that back. I just said what I seen on Instagram, but if you're a lawyer and thinking about it, you have to talk to your client somehow. So,
However, there was an interpreter present that was interpreting for my clients. The defense put on extensive arguments. They argued for close to 2 hours about the weakness of the prosecution's case, the lack of evidence. It's a closed hearing, so I can't actually get into the specifics of what was argued in that proceeding, but they made extensive legal arguments. At the end of the hearing, there was no conclusion. We were told that we will have an order later in the day. And then several hours later, we heard that unfortunately the court had denied the appeal and the brothers will continue to be detained until February 27th.
And my
Damn.
understanding is that
Alright, look. This is the question. Do you guys think they really have enough evidence to keep them in there? Like, how they're keeping them in there without no bond, none of that, for another 30 days? Let me know down in the comments. 30 days is another 30 days, so he's already been in there since like January or something.
at this point, they have not been formally charged with anything. Is that correct?
That's correct. So there is only a criminal investigation that's ongoing. I know there's some confusion, but that's the status of the proceedings right now. No criminal charges have been filed. This investigation started back in April of 2022.
No charges.
Now we're in February, so it's been 10 months. They still have not been charged. This is what's known here as a preventative detention, and that's how they're being held.
Because at this point, you're the top G. Let's not act like you ain't got bread now and all that, but you gotta move countries. You be talking all this shit about the West, and I agree with a lot of your points, but you can't be dealing with this, my guy. You gotta move somewhere else. It's not cool. They really out there in Eastern Europe, like, doing my nigga grinding, locked him up on no charges. Like, damn.
What are your thoughts on the way that this case is being handled there in Romania? Because as we mentioned, no charges have been filed, but they are still in custody.
Yes, of course, as a U.S. attorney, this for me is very un-American. Our process does not allow this in the U.S. In most jurisdictions, they have 48 hours to either charge or release somebody who's in custody. Here, it's a little bit different. They can apply for what initially was a 24-hour hold. Then they were able to apply for a 30-day extension of that, and they get to repeat that process up to 180 days. I think it's unjust. I think at this point they've been in custody for over 30 days, and unsanitary.
Hey, this is how you know this shit fitting. Nothing edited out. Nigga, this is really happening right now at the moment. I have to push a nigga out the studio. Hold on. Did y'all see that? One of the ones see this. This shit gonna get up. This most definitely getting posted. I had to. No editing either, bro. I have to push a nigga up out the studio. This is what I'm saying. The grind. There should be no excuses. This is one of the things that Andrew Tate says. You know what I'm saying? For all y'all super fans out there should be no excuses. You gotta grind. You gotta keep on pushing and keep it consistent, the best version of yourself. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if y'all want more videos like this.
Inhumane conditions in a Romanian jail cell. They are U.S. citizens, and to me, it's fundamentally unfair. I think it flies in the face of international human rights law that they are not being released. This is the harshest form of punishment a government can impose, and all of this is before charges have been filed.
And I don't know if you can go into detail about this, but what is the jail like there that they're in Romania? Because you said it's not exactly the best conditions. We're not talking about necessarily a jail in the U.S. that is under certain, I guess you could say.
That's what I'm saying. You in Eastern Europe and those jails over there. We already heard about Brittany Griner. You know what I'm saying? And they had her over there for a little week or Russia on some shit. Look, bro. One of these motherfuckers right here had Brittany Griner looking at 10 years, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. It get wicked out there. That's the only thing that I gotta say, bro. At least when you live in a country like this, you know the rules. There's certain rights, you know what I'm saying, that real life, I just don't think that they could violate like that. They probably can. They have ways of doing it. We know about the Matrix and shit. But these niggas literally pulled up to bro crib. Pulled up. And arrested. I don't know. No charges. Shit crazy.
Say standards when it comes to what the conditions have to be.
Sure. So I went to the jail myself. I was hoping to meet the brothers in custody, see it for myself firsthand, and talk to them about their experiences. Unfortunately, I was denied access to them in jail. To be clear, I went there with my Romanian defense team, and we had the proper paperwork.
So I was right at the beginning of the video. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't briefed on the information, but I seen it off the clip off of Instagram that she wasn't allowed to speak to him yet, and that's crazy. Lord, and you're not even able to speak to him. Sure.
We had my credentials showing I'm a U.S. attorney and everything else, and I was denied access, which, again, I think is a huge issue. They are U.S. citizens. They have a need to discuss certain matters with their U.S.
I heard the people on his visit. This is what I was talking about possibly, my bad. I heard the people on his visitation list not even allowed to visit.
U.S. counsel, things that their Romanian counsel can't advise them on, and, you know, again, they've been detained for over 30 days. They have no access to their attorneys even at this point, the U.S. attorneys. And so that was very disappointing. So unfortunately, I didn't get to see the conditions as I had hoped in person. But from what I understand, again, it's not a humane situation they're in. And one of the four, you know, in this investigation, there are the Tate brothers and two women that were all detained as part of the same investigation. And one of those women was hospitalized yesterday. You know, I can't really go into detail about that, but we're deeply concerned about them being held inside. Again, you hear horror stories.
Wait, she was hospital? Like, she got arrested too and some bitches got up on her? Or, like, you know,
Times of things that happen while people are in pretrial detention, people who oftentimes are then cleared and released or should be released, and, you know, sometimes they don't even make it out. So we're deeply concerned.
And that leads to the question about their mental health and things of that nature when you're inside a facility like that, especially when you're used to a different standard of living. I don't know if you have.
But these are like two of the strongest internet personalities mentally wise that we know. Like, three off of what they said, off of what we know. I really don't think the situation should break them. Like, there's niggas that go to jail for 3, 4, 5 years. These are the top G's. Let's keep that in mind. I think they're keeping it together well mentally.
Able to talk to them to figure out if they are okay, if they're meant.
But then again, when your rights are just getting taken away, pulling up to jail, niggas coming up with no evidence, it might kind of be hard to keep your spirit. So I really don't know.
Really okay in that jail.
I've had a chance to speak with them after the court proceeding, but that was in court. It was brief. They are strong and they're resilient and they are holding up, but it's very difficult. And yes, of course, it's causing them extreme stress and anguish. And it's not the best mental state for them right now, but they're really strong and they're holding up.
I know you can't speak too much to this because obviously there is, client attorney privilege and that sort of thing. But what have they told you about this investigation as far as their guilt, not guilt? I would imagine they're telling you they are in no way involved in any sort of human trafficking operation or anything like that.
As you said, I can't get into too many details, but I think what I would say is this investigation, again, started in April, it's February, and they haven't even been charged. And without getting into the facts, because again, these proceedings have been kept closed, but there is obviously certain information out in the public domain that really casts serious doubts on what the evidence is. And I think the fact that, again, in the 10-month period, they have not been charged with any crimes really speaks volumes.
There's no...
Man, I really think we get the gist of this video. That's pretty much the end of it. They're locked up with no sufficient evidence. They're probably going to be in jail for a little while longer while the government continues trying to build evidence, and they're getting held with no bond, 30-day detention, additional 30-day detention. Free the Tates. Like this video. Make sure you guys subscribe. Until next time, I'll catch y'all boys. Peace out.